fog of war fog rolls across vast English fields. Distant horns echo, a raven screeches. Fog clings to the fields like a ghost refusing to leave. ... It's quiet. Something ancient stirs beneath the silence. They came not in ships this time, but in force. A tide of warriors moving like a storm cloud over the land, axes on their shoulders, vengeance in their blood. This was not a raid. This was no quick strike in the night. THI's was an invasion, vast Viking army led by names that still echo like thunder in Norse songs. Ivar the Boneless. Halfdan Ragnarsson, sons of Rag. In the year 865, they began to write one of the darkest, bloodiest chapters in England's history. Flickering fire in a longhouse, carvings of gods and warriors. He was called Boneless. Some say he had no bones of snake among men, born of blood and prophecy. Others say he fought without weakness. Son of Ragnar Lothbrok and Cirrus Oslaught. When Ragnar was cast into a pit of serpents by King Ivar, swore vengeance, cold, calculated vengeance. While his brothers burned, Ivar planned. He moved like smoke through Europe, not just a warrior, ... a shadow. Ships crashed through icy waves. A war horn bellows. In 865, they landed. The Great Heathen Army, thousands strong, no more raids. This was total war. East Anglia was first offering horses to avoid bloodshed. It only delayed the storm. They turned north, to Northumbria, to York, to Ravenna. A close-up of the raven banner flapping violently in a storm, horn bellows, more than a flag, it was an omen. The raven banner woven with runes, blood, and fear. The Norse believed when the raven flapped, victory was assured. When it hung lifeless, death approached. To their enemies, it meant death either way. Anglo-Saxon soldiers trembling as the banner crests a hill, flaming arrows. Shield wall flashes, screams. They didn't just fight, they terrified. Viking tactics were fast, brutal, and psychological. Lightning raids, night assaults, mock retreats that lured enemies into traps. Reenactment of a night raid on an Anglo-Saxon village. Fires burn in the background. To the unprepared Anglo-Saxon defenders, it was like being struck by ghost silent, savage, unstoppable. City walls of York, tension in the streets, bells ringing, Northumbria thought it could resist. It had kings, castles, and courage. But courage wasn't enough. In 866, the Vikings captured York. The Northumbrians tried to take it back in 867 but failed. Kinglaw captured, tied screaming. Ivar captured the man who killed his father, delivered a punishment whispered through time, bloody. Whether myth or memory, Glaw's end was brutal and poetic. Ribs torn from the back, lungs spread like wings, campfires at night, tension between warlords, map torn in two. In 871, the brothers faced a choice: continue conquest or divide. Halfdan stayed in Northumbria, claiming it as a Norse kingdom. Burr vanished into the shadows of Ireland and the East. Norse settlers building homes in York, children playing with axes. The invaders were no longer raiders, they were rulers. Mixed families, Anglo-Saxon women with Norse husbands, coins minted with Norse designs. What began as revenge became ambition. They wanted land, farms, thrones. Then ambition turned into settlement. The Vikings didn't just want loot. Modern map with ancient Norse towns like Jorvik highlighted they were changing England forever. Fade between ancient Viking warriors and modern reenactors. Norse runes overlaying English text. The Great Heathen Army did not conquer all, but it carved deep scars into the bones of Britain. New kingdoms rose, old ones fell, and names like Ivar and Halfdan became legend. Zoom out of England, blending into a modern satellite view, the mist lingers. Even today, traces remain in place names and bloodlines. In fear, back to the fog-covered field. Footsteps echo, news. They came through the fog, not for plunder, but for permanence. The Great Heathen Army was more than a force of war. It was the end of an age. Raven flies into the distance as music swells, cut to black, and it began with a banner, and the name Ivar the Boneless.